Welcome back, everybody. John Hildebrand here. Man, I've been struggling getting some content with everything else going on, but I am so excited and honored to get the founder, CEO, Andrew from WheelHouse on a quick interview. He graced me with his time. I'm so stoked. I got to meet him in Austin. We got to rap out for a little bit. I was shocked on how cool he was, so easy to talk to and hang out with and whatnot. So super pumped. Never in a million years did I think I would be in this position where I was a host. I kept growing my properties. I'm using a pricing tool. I love the actual tool so much. I chat with everybody on the team. And then now I get to chat with the CEO and founder of the company. I don't know. I get geeked out about that kind of stuff. I think it's super cool. The universe is crazy. So I jumped on real quick, got a few questions to Andrew. He was super helpful to dive through it. They also just did a webinar the other day where they dive more into all of their updates and whatnot, which is really cool. They're just making so many changes to make it easier for all of us. So let's jump into it. He is going to give us a couple tips and let me share. What's up, everybody? John here again. You have no idea how honored I am to finally get you on the video, but this is my man, Andrew from WheelHouse. You guys hear me talk about WheelHouse all the time. I use it on all of my properties and they have so many updates. So I reached out and I was like, hey man, you want to jump on and give us some little snippets of what's going on? So what's up, buddy?
How are you? Great to see you, bud.
Yes, sir. Thank you again.
Absolutely. Excited to dive in.
Do a quick intro for a lot of people that maybe not know you, maybe don't understand WheelHouse, and the updates are just insane, by the way. So yeah.
So WheelHouse, for folks who are new, it's a sometimes called a dynamic pricing or a revenue management software. What a software like us does is it watches your market's booking patterns and your listings booking patterns and tries to figure out the right price for your property, right? Airlines change the price of seats every day. When you go to the grocery store and you buy apples, right? They're changing when high season fruit prices are lower. Like everything's dynamically priced. In the short-term rental space, it's really hard because, as you all know, each listing, every owner is unique. You have different business goals, you have different business challenges. And our job at WheelHouse is to put you in a position to take all those unique aspects of your business and earn more from all the hard work you do.
I mean, that's pretty much on the spot right there.
It's true. It's true. Yeah. I mean, it's really hard. But the pleasure of our business, the cool part about it is we really become one of our partners, clients' most important financial partners, right? I always say to folks, like, you should be more selective about who you work with on the pricing side than who you bank with.
Totally.
Right. Because we're going to be collaborating to automate, in some cases, some of your pricing. Like, you can automate everything in WheelHouse if you want. So it's a really important relationship. We take that really seriously. And the way we try to deliver on that is being a very transparent, very collaborative, very open platform. Because that's who you'd want to bank with when you want to price with someone who treated you the same way. So that's kind of our MO.
That's cool. Some of the most common questions that I get, because like I said, I make tons of content. I'm always like trying to help people on like the tools that I'm using, WheelHouse being like one of the most important, right? Mm-hmm. One of the most questions I get all the time is, why do I need a pricing tool? I only have one property. Should people be starting from day one with pricing?
Yeah, the way I think about that is, as soon as you have a property live, you're actually doing revenue management, whether you know it or not, because you're listing a price, right? And that price can either be informed or intuition or anywhere in between, right? So I think it's actually very important. I usually think about the reasons you wouldn't use a software like WheelHouse. If we didn't make you more money than you paid for us, or B, like the time component is really important too.
Yep.
Right. So there's, does it take you a long time to learn the tool, or does it save you time? You'd want it obviously to save you time. Part three is probably like, do we change your risk profile? So is WheelHouse going to price us too high or too low and cost you money? Those are all valid concerns. So I think when people think about us as a pricing software, I think about us as kind of an optimization platform for your business. You can set minimum prices. You can set maximum prices. You can set automation. So say you get 2 bookings and there's 3 days between those 2 bookings. If you normally take longer bookings, well, we can automatically open those up and make them available. So we can automate. And when you look at the money we make you and the time we save you, especially as you're scaling a business, it costs you money not to use WheelHouse.
Yeah.
Is the way I think about it. So like everyone's doing revenue management, you might as well do it well. And we do make you more money. So like, I think it's pretty valuable to start early. You don't have to, but you probably will eventually.
Yeah, I always say that I wish I started from day one, because then the more properties you get, the more complex it is to add so many properties. And then you got to learn all the properties. If you start with one, it gives you less pressure to just play around with it. Start clicking some buttons, let WheelHouse do its thing. Maybe then you go tweak a few things. Like, I would highly recommend starting with one right away from day one. I tell everybody that.
And John, what I always say too is like, so we have, when people are looking at WheelHouse, we usually encourage them, look at Price Labs, look at Beyond as well, right? Rented has software too. There are other teams and you might find something you like better about those platforms. What I always say though is make sure whichever platform you choose, become an expert in it. Because there's so much functionality. Like we were going to talk about some of the new WheelHouse updates, but we're shipping new features every single week. Every single week. So it's like, you got to know it, you got to stay up with it. And it's so powerful when you do. And it's kind of, it's beneficial during high season and during boom times like we've had. I would argue it's essential during a downturn.
Yep.
So yeah, hopefully folks can hop in and learn. They're really fun. Like it's not boring stuff. It's actually really cool to make a lot of money from
It's definitely not boring when you thought you were going to get $500 a night. Next thing you know, you got $2,500 a night. There is no boring involved in that situation.
No, that's like
happened to me.
Yeah, it's like you stand up and pump your fist. You're like, oh my goodness. It's like
totally.
It's like once you get that, and kind of like also when you got that 4-day booking when you thought no one's going to book during this time, but you actually like, it's just most people are taking a lot of time to make sure their homes are clean, make sure their photos are in great order, to answer their guests. Is it worth another 5 minutes per day to make sure that your portfolio is priced that in a way that respects your labor? I think the answer is yes.
Yeah.
I'm obviously very biased, but it's true. Here's how it works. Historically, there have been 2 ways for people to price. They can use rule-based pricing. It's a very manual way to do it. You see it a lot in kind of the vacation destinations still. Or you can use data-driven. Data-driven pricing came along in about 2014. Pros, super scalable, use data to inform your pricing. Cons, you have to trust kind of this black box, battle against it in some cases. Here's what WheelHouse is trying to do. Very simply put, with hybrid coming out the door, we're trying to make it possible for someone to use either rule-based or data-driven, anywhere in between. This is the new choice, right? Hybrid pricing, rule-based, data-driven, etc. Let's check it out. Okay, now let's build a pricing strategy in 1 minute. So here you can see I'm not using any data yet. I've already built my seasonality chart, pretty easy, but I'm going to toggle it over. So not just step changes, but I want to see gradual changes between the month. Day of week, let's do 10, 20, 2020. Here you go. We just built a day of week strategy. We're going to add in a little last minute discount where we're going to say 30 days out, drop price is 15%. Good, we're at 30 seconds. We're halfway there. Far future, we're going to add an adjustment in the future. If you're willing to book us 250 days out, we're going to charge you 10% more. And now we get to bring in a little bit of demand. So you can see this gray line. That's where all the WheelHouse is detecting demand. Right now, we're not using any of that signal. We're going to bring in, let's say you're just getting to know us, 25%. You could bring in 50%, 100%, whatever you want. And you'll see that you built both a rule-based and data-driven pricing engine in about a minute. That's what we call hybrid pricing. Great. Now let's say 1 month later, you really trust WheelHouse. Let's switch over to our seasonality. We've still got a rule-based in play. We're going to switch it over to data-driven. You'll see that WheelHouse has instantly brought its data-driven demand in. And now you're using even more data if you're modeling. Great work.
All right, you guys, I hope that was helpful. I always learn something super, super nice. I just want to give a big shout out to WheelHouse and Andrew for taking the time to jump on the channel. Honored. But anybody out there that has an Airbnb, VRBO, booking.com, direct booking, I would highly suggest you go and check out WheelHouse. Dive in there, use my link below. Yes, I'm an ambassador. Yes, I get a commission, but it doesn't matter because I love this program so much and I just want to help you guys make more money at the end of the day. So check out my link below, get a demo, dive into it, reach out to me with some questions. You can also see all the other videos I made on WheelHouse and pricing and tips. So hopefully that helps. Comment below. See you on the flip.